Good day, hi. I'm Andrew Laverdier, your candidate for the 21st District for the State House. And I brought my special guest here. She is Diane Sare. She's an independent presidential candidate. And she lives in New York and she's visiting. And she's here to basically impart her wisdom on the nature of government.
Oh, well,
so we're
thank
here.
you.
And this is appropriate because this is a product of Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal programs when the entire downtown of Ellsworth burned down. So Roosevelt's New Deal program stepped in to basically get a lot of people back to work during the Depression. And as you can see, they built beautiful buildings to inspire people to be good citizens. And that was the main thing, is get people to work. That's the big thing I'm emphasizing in my campaign, is we got to get people back to work. That is key. So,
Great.
Well, Diane.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad to be here with Andrew, and I wholeheartedly support his campaign, but I don't vote in Maine, so I can't help in that regard. But yes, I'm running as an independent for U.S. President in 2028, and Franklin Roosevelt is a great model. One of the most important aspects of what he did was to go after Wall Street, which we can see is a frightful mess. Jeffrey Epstein was not the controller of all of it, but more, I would say, a symptom of a mentality which has nothing to do with the general welfare. And the point about Franklin Roosevelt when he came into office, not only did he say we have nothing to fear but fear itself, but he said the hardship we are suffering was not from a plague of locusts, a natural disaster, but that we did it to ourselves. We are a republic if we can keep it. And that means that the American people, those of you listening to us today, are responsible for what happens in our nation. At this point, I would say we have to clean house. Just about everybody in office right now, there are a few mavericks who had the courage to stand up. Most people should be swept out of power. We need prosecutions in the Epstein case. Under Franklin Roosevelt, we had the Pecora Commission, a little Sicilian immigrant, and Sicilian immigrants were not treated well at the time. So it's really very poetic and beautiful that this man put Wall Street on trial and put bankers in jail. And we need to be doing that now. We don't need billions of dollars of hot air with no manufacturing, no industry, no infrastructure. It has to be reversed. So I'm really glad that you are reviving the spirit of Franklin Roosevelt, because I think that's a very good model for how we're going to move our nation forward in this extremely dangerous and tumultuous period.
All right, so one question I have, I'm going to ask all the other candidates, is what is your philosophy of government, and what do you think of natural law, which is something I discovered when they were during the Wilson period, when they were severely damaging government. You know, when Wilson brought in the Federal Reserve, he said that natural law, which used to be very commonly discussed among founding fathers in the earlier period of the United States, had by 1920 largely vanished. So,
well, that's a very good question, and both you and I had the opportunity of knowing probably the greatest expert in natural law, which was Lyndon LaRouche, who passed away in 2019. But what he understood is that the process of the universe is actually growth. It is not entropy. It is not winding down. If anything, it is getting more advanced, more complex, more energy dense. And human activity must cohere with the natural development of the universe. So that means it is natural not only for population to grow, but for every generation to consume more energy than the previous and more energy per capita. And that leads to a greater consumption of good nutrition, good education. The next generations of citizens should live longer, be healthier, be better educated than we are. Now, unfortunately, that is not the prevalent view today. I'm sorry to say, but that is my view, that is our view, and our Constitution, perhaps the most important part, is the part that a lot of the neocons and neo-libs discard, which is the preamble, which starts beautifully, right? We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, knowing that our republic was not perfect at the time, establish justice, domestic tranquility, and I have to say, promote the general welfare. This is one, if your government does not improve conditions of life for the people, then that is not a legitimate government. That is the number one purpose of government, is the well-being of the population. It should be obvious. Apparently it's not.
Nope, that has been mostly forgotten, unfortunately, but hey, we're here to remind people again the purpose of government and your role as a citizen in a republic, as Ben Franklin said. Can you keep it?
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay, so this is, I'm Andrew Laverdier. Okay, I'm your candidate for the State House. If you want to have somebody who's kind of relentless and kind of annoying to, you know, the corrupt. So how do they find your information?
Thank you. My website is Sare, S-A-R-E, for president.com. Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you a lot, and we'll see you on the hustings.
Great. Take care.